Hi guys, this is Syed Ahmad here, and today in this video we will be seeing the remaining turtles which we left in my previous video. So if you haven't watched my previous video, then just go and watch it and then come to this video. But if you have watched my previous video, then continue with this one. So let's continue with the same file which we saved in my previous video. And here now we will be continuing with the arc tool. So now to select the arc tool, you can click here or you can go with the shortcut A and hit enter. After selecting, you can see in the command line that arc tool is activated. Now I will show all the types of arc that we have here by clicking the arrow below the arc tool. So now on the screen you can see we have so many types of arc, but majorly we have 5 types of arc, that is 3 point, start center, start end, center start and continue. And here the start center, start end and center start are subcategorized depending on endpoint, angle, length, direction and radius. And now I will show you all these types of arc one by one. So let's start by the first one, that is 3 point arc. So now after selecting the 3 point arc, give the first point, then the second point and the third point will decide the curve and as well as the end point of your arc. So once again let me show you this 3 point arc by drawing it on a side of pentagon which we already have here. And now give the first point, second point and the third point. So this is how we use 3 point arc. Next we have start center end. Now in this type we will be giving our start point first, then the center point and then the end point. But here you can notice my arc is inside of the pentagon, but I want my arc to be outside of the pentagon. So to shift it out, all we need to do is just hold the control key, and now you can see on the screen that the arc is shifted to the outer side. Next we have start center angle. So like the previous one, we need to give the start point, then the center point and then the angle. Now here you can see the protractor at the background which is denoted in a dotted lines. So while giving the angle for your arc, you need to refer the protractor that you have in the dotted lines. For say here I will be giving the angle 180 degree because I want my endpoint to connect with the edge of pentagon. Then we have start center length. So again in the same way, give the start point, then the center point and then the length for your arc. You can even enter the value, but here I just need the endpoint of my arc to connect with the edge of pentagon. Then we have start end angle. So here our method will slightly change because in the previous one we were having start center. Now we have start end. So here give the start point, then the end point and then the radius for your arc. Next we have start end direction. So again in the similar way, give the start point, then the end point and then the direction for your arc. Next we have start end radius. So again in the similar way, give the start point, then the end point and then the radius for your arc. And now to see the center point of your arc, all you need to do is just select the arc, and now here you can see the point. So by clicking on this point, you can even move your arc and place it anywhere. Then we have center start end. Now again the method will be slightly changing. Now first we need to give the center point, then the start point and then the end point of our arc. Next we have center start angle. So give the center point, then the start point and then the angle for your arc depending on the protractor, that is denoted using dotted line. And now I'll just give a random value of 135 and hit enter. So here we get our arc. Next we have center start length. So again like the previous one, give the center point, then the start point and then the length for your arc. Then at last we have continue. So this is one of the most interesting arcs we have. So here, by using the continue arc, our arc will continue from the end point of the previous arc which we made, and then we can connect it anywhere. Now let's go with the rectangle tool. To select the rectangle tool, you can click here, or you can go with the shortcut REC and hit enter. Then you need to give the first corner for your rectangle and then the second corner. Before giving the second corner, you can even enter the value. For say I want a rectangle of 60 mm into 45 mm, so I will type in 60, 45 and hit enter. Next we have polygon. So to go with the polygon tool, you can click here, or you can go with the shortcut POL and hit enter. So now after selecting the polygon tool, all you need to do is give the number of sides that you need. For example, if you need a hexagon, then just enter the value 6, and then when you will start drawing your hexagon, you will get two options, that is inscribed inner circle or circumscribed about the circle. So here inscribed in circle means that your hexagon will be inside a circle, and if you choose circumscribed about the circle, then your hexagon will be outside the circle. So here, to make a hexagon, you will need a radius. So to give radius, there will be a circle which you can choose if you want your circle inside the hexagon or outside the hexagon. So first we'll make our hexagon inside the circle, and to do it we'll choose the first option, inscribed in circle. So now here when you draw your hexagon, you can notice that the radius point is at the edge. It's because your hexagon is placed inside the circle and the circle is touching all the edges of the hexagon. So now you can even enter the value. For example, now I will be giving radius of 25 mm, so I will just enter 25 and that's it. We got our hexagon inscribed inside a circle. Now let's try the second option, circumscribed about the circle, and this time we will be going with 8 sides, that is octagon. Now here you can notice that your radius point is not at the edge, it's at a midpoint of a side. This is because your hexagon is outside the circle. So this is how to use the polygon tool. Next, here we have an option for ellipse, and inside ellipse we have center and axis end. So to select the ellipse tool, you can click here, or you can go with the shortcut, that is EL, and hit enter. So after selecting any one of these, all you need to do is give the center point, then the end point for an axis, then the end point for another axis, and you can even enter the value here. For example, here I will type 30, and that's it, we got our ellipse. And then in the second option, we will specify the first point of our axis and then end point of our axis. Then we will choose the distance for another axis. You can even enter the value here. Next we have elliptical arc. So here what we need to do is select the axis point, give the required distance, and then create the ellipse. Now after creating ellipse, you can start your arc by clicking on the first point from where you need to start, and then you can end till where you need to end your arc. Next we have hatch tool, which you can select by clicking here, or you can go with the shortcut H and hit enter. So here we have angle hatch, solid hatch, and so many types of hatches under this arrow. We also have gradient color hatch, whose colors can also be changed. Now I will select angle hatch, and let me show you one more thing. If you want to reduce or increase the scale of the hatch, all you need to do is you can change the scale by entering the value here. For example, now I need the smaller scale of the angle hatch, so I will type the value 0.5, and let's see now. So now you can notice that the scale of our hatch is comparatively smaller than the previous one. Now let me make it more smaller. So let's enter the value 0.25 and hit enter. So now it's perfect. You can even change the type of hatch by selecting here. So now you can see I have changed my hatch pattern, and now if I want to increase the scale of my hatch, so again I will go and this time I will enter 2. So now you can notice the scale of my hatch is larger comparatively to the previous one. You can even change the orientation of your hatch by editing the angle here. So after using hatch tool, you can also close by clicking on the tick here, or you can just click escape. And that's it for this video guys. In my next video I'll be showing you few more draw tools which we have under this arrow, and very less number of people knows the use of these draw tools, which are really underrated but very useful. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. It helps me a lot.